Hello, my name is Blinky Blob, also known as POW Bikini, the leader of POW. I'll be watching this game between General and somebody called TS Yamy, something like that, some crazy ass name. The matchup, for those people that can't read, is Goblins against Mordor, with General being Goblins. At the moment, they seem to be going for both pretty standard build orders, with Yamy going 2 slaughterhouses, 2 orc pits, and General going 2 tunnels, 1 cave tunnel. Traditionally, this matchup is fairly balanced, actually. Kind of just depends on who gets out the most spam, who manages to multitask the better, because usually there's quite a lot of fights going on all over the map. And then of course it just comes down to PowerPoint usage as well. Yamy seems to have landed Goblins, who I think has landed over them. No, not yet. Oh, there he goes, He's landed. Which is probably a pretty sensible thing to do, because once orcs get into that general area, they're hard to kill anyway, but with 50% armor, they're a bitch to kill, to be honest. Proper difficult. So, our first units are about to encounter each other. It's pretty riveting stuff. And they're going to run right past each other like that. There we go. Which is the best thing for most people to do. What each opponent wants to do is to get their enemy onto the back foot as quickly as possible, which means being super aggressive. So you want to force the Goblin player wants to force the Mordor player to be building archers, which he has, obviously, and he's building more as well. And the Mordor player wants to force the Goblin players to have to defend his tunnels with warriors, so that those warriors can't be used to attack slaughterhouses, which is exactly what this orc's doing right here. He's gonna die, but it's basically saving time for the Mordor player. And as we can see, this Goblin has somehow managed to take down this slaughterhouse, which is quite lucky actually. And Mordor is actually going fast pikes, which is, I don't know, you can go pikes after a 3rd orc pit if you want, but I find generally, if you're going to go an orc pit this soon, it can actually, it puts the Goblin player off from going for Spider Riders, and depending on if the Goblin player actually sees this. And Spider Riders can be quite difficult for Mordor to counter until he gets out Nazgul. Actually, more interestingly, General has decided to go 4 Goblin caves, which is pretty bold. Look, it's got nice symmetry as well. Beautiful symmetry. Well done, General. His macros leaving something to be desired though. Oh no, yeah, see, look, he's got 2. Oh, there we go, he's building. Got units all over the map now. Skirmishes everywhere. He lost a tunnel top. We see these Goblins destroying a slaughterhouse down here somewhere. And the Mordor player, Yamy, is now creeping, which should be interesting. Because these Goblins should see him creeping and attempt to creep still. Let's just check. No, yeah, he's going to run right by them. This is quite unlucky. Quite unlucky indeed. You don't really need these Goblins to be orcs, sorry, to be here, because big. It's fairly bad micro here. Yeah, I think they're probably going to get killed by orc archers eventually. And see again here. Goblins, I mean. Sorry, I keep getting orcs and goblins confused. Idle goblins. And probably too many goblins needed to be defending from a few orcs. You really only... So you could be going orc archers as well. Really needs orc archers. At least 2 or 3 to just defend from goblins. But orcs, man. Bit of lag there. Mordor's managed to creep, which means should probably be seeing some Nazgul soon. Let's see. Oh, Mordor seems to be floating. I see why he is. He's reached his command population limit. He hasn't got enough slaughterhouses to get out his Nazgul. And he's got idle archers. For the most part though, it seems pretty even at the moment. It's a lot of spam from both players. He just managed to hold on to the creep there. And then he's now, see look, because the Mordor player is continuing to move his troops forward into General's area. General's been forced to use all these goblins. He's got around 400 CP of goblins there, and he's forced to use them to defend instead of spreading out across the map. With that amount of goblins, he could easily take at least 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd say 4 slaughterhouses. Instead, he's being forced to defend because the Mordor player is just putting too much pressure on goblins at the moment. Third orc pit's going up, the Nazgul are out, and General really, instead of going for that, because he's seen the pikes, he's seen the pikes for ages, he's really gone half trolls, because it's fairly obvious that nearly every Mordor player is going to go either Nazgul or mountain trolls, and both require half trolls. So really, that was fairly slow reactions from General's part. I don't see what these Spider Riders are actually going to do, because Mordor now is now getting up 2 Haradrim palaces, and he's really piling on the pikes now. Oh wait, what's this? General has gone for a very risky strategy in Untamed Allegiance instead of going Scavenger, which is what I think every Goblin player should do. Untamed Allegiance can work. It's just really deciding to use this troll here to kill these orcs is going to show the Mordor player that, yeah, exactly, he's just seen. It's obvious that he's got Untamed Allegiance, so now he's going to go and destroy that cave. Really, that was fairly poor by General. If he had saved, built around 5 trolls, 6, and then basically backdoored, could have got an easy win there. As it is, I thought that was pretty poor. Yamy is now back to having too little command points to actually continue building anymore. I'm scared. Both players have pretty good expansion actually. General's taking top, obviously, because he wants to protect that. Whereas Mordor